Good morning, fellow Chelsea fans. Looking for your daily fix of all things CFC? You found it. Here at EYEING Chelsea TV, we're dedicated to delivering the latest news, rumors, and insights on the Blues, day in and day out. Whether it's transfer gossip, match reactions, or deep dives into the squad, we've got you covered. Don't be the last to know. Smash that subscribe button and become a true Blue. Let's dive into the updates in today's video. Jamie Carragher warns Chelsea about Garnacho behavior. Jamie Carragher has hit out at one thing he can't stand following Alejandro Garnacho's move from Manchester United to Chelsea. But it's nothing to do with the winger's playing abilities or the manner of his transfer. Instead, it's Garnacho's actions upon his arrival at Stamford Bridge. After seeing his £40 million move confirmed, the Argentina international arrived in West London, but could only watch the Blues match against Fulham from a box. The 21-year-old star has signed a 7-year contract with Chelsea, with United securing a 10% sell-on clause in their deal. The deal was done too late for Garnacho to be available to take on the Cottagers, however. And not even 8 minutes into the match, Garnacho was caught out by television cameras. The youngster was spotted by Sky as he scrolled on his phone rather than watch the match in front of him. Carragher, along with Roy Keane, were tasked with rating some of the Premier League's biggest transfers this summer. The moment against Fulham colored Carragher's view. You know what I didn't like? Carragher said, "Did you see the game when they go to the people in the stands and they're on their phones with the game going on? I can't stand it. And it's not just him, by the way, but I can't stand it. So it's a miss for that. For sitting on his phone during an important game for Chelsea. Really? What the hell, Carragher? Garnacho has gone through a summer full of drama and turbulence. And is it fair for you to keep using him as content? Jamie?" Carlo Ancelotti told the truth about Estevao. Brazil coach Carlo Ancelotti has praised Estevao Willian for the start he's made in the Premier League with Chelsea. The teenager arrived earlier this summer, although Chelsea agreed a deal worth up to £51.4 million with Palmeiras last summer. Estevao scored against Chelsea in the Club World Cup in what turned out to be his final game for Palmeiras, and he's now making an impact for the Blues. The 18-year-old is featured in all 3 of Chelsea's games so far this season, and has started the last 2, with fans delighted with what they've seen. Estevao became the youngest player in Chelsea history to register a Premier League assist as he set up Enzo Fernandez against West Ham. Despite his age, he's already a full Brazil international, and Estevao scored his first goal for the Seleção against Chile earlier this week. In doing so, he became the youngster goal scorer for Brazil in a competitive match since Pelé, and Ancelotti was full of praise for Estevao. "I worked with Estevao first at Palmeiras, and now he's working with Chelsea," he said as quote by Globo. "He's made a great start to the Premier League, which isn't easy. He did very well in today's game, playing his first game and working well with the team. He has the potential to improve his game and help the team even more." Sterling decision gone wild. The summer transfer window is behind us, and the 2025-26 season is well underway. Although things could have turned out better for Chelsea in some aspects, there's really not much to complain about overall, apart from the club failing to offload some of the players who are no longer in Enzo Maresca's plans. Raheem Sterling certainly falls under this category. The Blues failed to find a new club for the player before the deadline, and now have him for at least the next 4 months until the transfer window reopens in January. During the summer, 3 London clubs were interested in the player. However, no agreement was reached in time. Now, as reported by GimSport, Sterling is willing to wait for his next option and has no plans to join either the Saudi or Turkish league. A mutual termination, allowing him to enter the free agency market, is currently viewed as unlikely as well. Sterling, for the time being, is expected to remain at Cobham, being part of the group who are no longer in the club's future plans. That comprises others like Axel Disasi and David Datro Fofana. It isn't an ideal situation for either the club or the player. On one hand, Sterling has a reported salary of £300,000 per week. On the other hand, 6 months away from first-team football isn't something any footballer would want, and it is not going to make it easier to find his next club. Then again, it doesn't make sense for Sterling, who is currently 30 years old, to want to become a free agent when his form has been dipping. Chelsea are the ones who have made a mistake here, handing out an extraordinary contract. Dario Estevao picks up hamstring injury. As it turns out, this is news from earlier this week, just now making the rounds in the Chelsea online consciousness this weekend. But young midfielder Dario Estevao has suffered a hamstring injury while on international duty with Portugal U21 and has been sent back to Chelsea. The Portuguese Football Federation confirmed the news with an official statement on Tuesday. The Chelsea FC midfielder was excused from training due to a muscle problem in his right thigh, which he suffered after training on Monday. The athlete was evaluated by the Portuguese Football Federation's Health and Performance Department on Tuesday morning and was declared unavailable. It wouldn't be an international break without an injury or two, but with Moises Caicedo already dealing with a knock, the timing of this is particularly concerning. Estevao was signed to be Caicedo's backup and has done well in the brief bits we've seen him play for the Blues so far. Hopefully the injury isn't too serious, though hamstrings are never not annoying. Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United vying for Denzel Dumfries. According to a report from Fishages, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Chelsea could make a move to sign Denzel Dumfries in the future. The Inter Milan wingback is keen on trying a new challenge, and he would prefer a move to the Premier League. After making a name for himself at PSV Eindhoven, Dumfries joined Inter in the summer of 2021, and he hasn't looked back since. The 29-year-old has not only established himself as one of their mainstays, but he is also widely regarded as one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world. While he remains a key part of their plans, his future has become an interesting talking point despite having 3 years left on his deal. Dumfries is set to part ways with Inter if the right opportunity comes along. He was willing to leave this summer, but things didn't go according to plan. The Dutch international is ready for a new challenge away from Inter. While there is no shortage of interest in him, he prefers a move to the Premier League. The 29-year-old is waiting for the perfect opportunity, believing his style is perfectly suited to the English top flight. He has a great off-the-ball work rate, a strong physical presence, and is effective at both ends of the pitch. Given his quality, clubs like Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal could consider making a move for him. Dumfries could be a perfect fit for Maresca's system. The Blues have Reece James in their ranks. His injury track record suggests they could look for another world-class option at right back, and Dumfries could certainly fit the bill. The report suggests the asking price could be around €25 to €30 million, which certainly wouldn't be a problem for any of the three clubs.
That's all for today from AG Chelsea TV. Thanks for watching, Blues fans. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be the first to catch the latest Chelsea news and updates. See you in the next video.